Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. Exciting day today because we have week 1 of the BHDL2, that is the Battle Hub Draft League Season 2 tournament. So we're going to go ahead and get this match on its way here. And so this is going to be against RK9er. We've battled him once before, actually back in Season 1 of the BHDL. So there he is, IGN Jesse. As usual, so we'll see what he brought to battle here. So he's got the Haxorus, he's got the Grimmsnarl, he's got the Great Tusk, he's got the Talonflame, he's got the Jolteon, and he's got the Empoleon. So kind of pretty much what I was expecting, more or less, with the team. It was pretty hard to prep for this because he has a really well put together team, as you can see. Very balanced. So what do we want to lead with here? I think we have to lead with the Palafin. I think that's what we have to do in this game, so that's what we're going to do. We need to get that 0 to hero activated immediately to make use of Palafin. And we'll just kind of go from there. So he does have both his Terra Captains on deck here. Those are the Talonflame and the Jolteon, whereas I just have one of my 3 Terra Captains in play here, which is the Kilowattrel. So we're going to give it our best shot here, and we're going to see how it goes. All right. So there he is, and he is going to lead with the Jolteon, as we led with the Palafin. So obviously this is a terrible matchup for us. We do not want to stay in on this at all. So we're definitely going to get out, and I think we have a couple of switch options to the Jolteon. He may or may not Volt Switch. He could actually Terra right out of the gate here with the Jolteon and try to predict either the Kilowattrel or the Goodra coming in and hit us with, like, if he's Terra Ice. But I think that still is our best play, probably, is to go to... I don't want to go to Kilowattrel because I know that can't take a Terra Blast Ice, probably, so... I think our best bet, we could go into either... It's going to either be Goodra or it's going to be the... it could actually be the... this thing. Because I don't know if I... you know what? We'll go Goodra. We'll go Goodra here. We are Assault Vest. We are max HP. So even if this thing is like Choice Specs Terra Ice, I mean, that would hurt quite a bit, but we'll have to just see what he wants to do. So obviously we're going to switch directly into the Goodra here, as he is just going to Volt Switch, so making the safe play, going to do virtually no damage to the Goodra. He actually gets a crit there. And he takes some HP from the Life Orb, so that's good information to note that the Jolteon is Life Orb and it's got Volt Switch. Yeah, probably max speed invested based on the how little damage that did with a crit. Not sure how much special attack investment he may even have on that, but in any event, we're going to see what he pivots into here. We could have gone Kilowattrel to get the immunity, but it was just not worth the risk. So he does come in with the Grimmsnarl, kind of as expected. Now, we have a little bit of a choice to make here. We know this thing's probably just going to set screens on us. I foresee a lot of switching in this game, so I kind of want to go into Glamora to get a hazard up. I also kind of want to go into Ogerpon Hearthflame as well, but I think it's a bit premature to set up with that. So I think we go Glamora here. These things usually don't pack much in terms of offensive moves, but you never know what kind of set he could be running, so we are going to switch in with Glamora here, hoping this thing can't do much to us. He does go for the light screen as expected, which is going to increase the special defense of all his Pokemon for several turns, so unfortunately screens are going to be something we're going to have to deal with here, at least for the here and now in this game. He could definitely be back packing Taunt, so I kind of want to go for a Sludge Wave just to kind of feel out the situation here. He could either set the next screen or Taunt. Not 100% sure, but I think we'll go Sludge Wave just to test the waters here, as he does just set the second screen. He goes for the Reflect, so Gonna get that increase as we do go for the Sludge Wave here, and it actually does great damage to this thing, knocking it down to about a third HP. This time around, how do we want to play this? He could definitely pivot out, and he has a lot of solid options. It'd be really hard to try and guess what he wants to do. So I think we're just going to go Stealth Rock here, see what he wants to do. He is actually just going to Sucker Punch, interestingly enough, but that fails as we go for the Stealth Rock at the entry hazard set up on him. So we should note that this thing is screens, definitely with the Light Clay, and then Sucker Punch. So we do get the Stealth Rock up on him, which is really important. Now, unfortunately, we're going to have to be dealing with these screens for several turns here at this point. He has a lot of turns left on the screens, assuming he's Light Clay. So I think what I want to do here is I actually want to switch out, and I think I want to switch out into the Ogre Pawn, actually. So that's what I'm going to do as we do switch out here. We're trying to hopefully burn some screen turns here, because that's going to be really bad to deal with. So we come in with the Ogre Pawn as we get the Mold Breaker coming into play, which is nice. He is actually just going to straight up withdraw the Grimmsnarl, and what is he going to switch in with here? It is going to be the Great Tusk, so this is kind of what I was afraid of. So Great Tusk is coming in. He does take a little bit of Stealth Rock chip damage there, and then he is going to get that HP immediately back with the leftovers. So Great Tusk is a huge problem for my team, especially with screens up. I think what we have to do, we have to try and hit this thing. I'm not 100% sure if we want to get rid of those leftovers or if we want to Trailblaze, because I think this thing's definitely going for a Rapid Spin this turn. So if we should be outspeeding this thing since it's not booster energy, so I kind of want to Trailblaze, just anticipating him to go for the Rapid Spin, so then we can outspeed him on the next turn. So that's what I'm going to do. So we do outspeed, Trailblaze incoming through the screen. It actually does some pretty decent chip damage, and we do get the Speed Raise, which is going to be really important. He does go for the Rapid Spin as expected, which does do some chip damage to us, increasing his speed as well, and then getting rid of the Stealth Rock from his side of the field, and then he is going to regain more HP with the leftovers. So we are going to have a pretty critical choice to make right now, because we have to decide if it's more important to chip this Great Tusk down, or is it more important to get rid of those leftovers. That's really the question right now. I feel like it's a really difficult question, quite honestly, to answer. Do we want to chip this thing? I think we probably want to chip this thing further. I think that's the answer, because the knockoff's going to do virtually no damage to this thing, I think. So I feel like Trailblaze is probably going to be the answer, because I think we just need to get more chip, although this is a tough one. This is a really tough one, actually. This is a really tough one. Yeah, I think we have to just get the chip, so we go Trailblaze again here. So he does stay in, Trailblaze incoming, does do some more chip to this thing, taking him down to a little above half. We get the Speed Raise. He does go for a Stealth Rock here, which is interesting, so he's going to get the hazard, choose to get the hazard up on us. So he looks like he might be actually more of a support Great Tusk, which is quite interesting. He gets some HP back with the leftovers once again, and so the question is, if he is a support Great Tusk, we might actually be able to tank an attack from this thing, potentially. So in a way, I kind of want to go for a Swords Dance, but in another way, I kind of want to go for an Ivy Cudgel and then see what happens. We already have all the speed boost. I think our time is past the Swords Dance, I think. So I think we go for the Ivy Cudgel here, as we have 2 speed boosts. We go for the Ivy Cudgel. Maybe we can get lucky with a crit, and no, we don't. But we do knock this thing below half, which is nice. He does go for an Earthquake in return, and we actually can tank that with 13 HP in the red, which is incredible, as he gets some HP back with the leftovers. So unfortunately, we're going to be losing Ogre Pawn here, but I think losing Ogre Pawn is kind of okay, just due to the simple fact that we've chipped this Great Tusk down greatly, and that is going to be a huge, huge, huge advantage for us going forward. So we could, yeah, I think Probably going for Ivy Cudgel is the best case scenario here, just because it has a higher crit ratio. So we're just going to Ivy Cudgel again here as he stays in. We go Ivy Cudgel, and we don't get the crit, unfortunately. But he does go for the Rapid Spin, actually, to take the to get the speed increase, take the Ogre Pawn out, and knock us down to 5, as he does get some HP back with the leftovers once again. So I think we might know the light screen is over, so that's important to note here. We definitely come in with Palafin at this point, 100%. We come in with Palafin, so that's what we're going to do. So there it is, and we are in hero form now, which is incredible. We do take the Stealth Rock damage. Obviously, the 0 to heroes in play. So the question for us now becomes, will he try to switch to save this thing? And he very well could. That is certainly a possibility. I feel like he actually might try to switch to save this thing. So I think what we do here is we actually flip turn, anticipating the switch. So that's what we're going to do, as he stays in, goes for the close combat, and takes us out with a crit. Oh my god. That is terrible. Wow. That is terrible. Wow. I don't even know what to say to that. That is... wow. Just wow. I guess that's all I can really say to that, is just wow. Alright, so... yeah, we're pretty screwed right now. Not gonna lie. So I guess we just come in with the Hariyama. So yeah, we are pretty screwed right now. That crit probably just cost us the game, quite honestly. We definitely take that without the crit. So yeah, we just go for the fake out here. Obviously, he's leaving this thing in to sack it, so we just fake out, chip this thing down to the red, get the automatic flinch, obviously. And then I don't even know if he's within bullet punch range, quite honestly, at this point. He may not be. The screens are down, which I guess is something. We get burned by the Flame Orb. I guess we just go bullet punch here. With the increased damage off the guts, it might be enough, as he stays in. We go bullet punch. Takes the Great Tusk out, knocks him down to 5. So, yeah, Great Tusk, that crit, man, that is going to be really, really something to try and come back from. So we take the Great Tusk out, knock him down to 5. That's something, I suppose. But yeah, we that crit on the Palafin is really going to be something to try and overcome there. So yeah, we're going to see what he wants to come in with in response. We could have played it safe and gone Jet Punch, but maybe we should have played it safe and gone Jet Punch. But you can't anticipate the crit, unfortunately. You can't anticipate the crit. So he comes in with the Talonflame. We definitely switch out here. We go to the Glamora. That's a given, an obvious switch, but that's what we have to do at this point. There's really nothing else. He is Terra, obviously, so he could Terra, but we obviously can't stay in on this and take a Brave Bird, so we have to switch. But man, that crit was just wow. But yeah, we're gonna see if we can overcome it. It's not over yet. We're gonna see what we can do to try and overcome it. But losing our best Pokemon to a crit like that is just crippling. So, but we'll see what he wants to do here. And so yeah, we'll see what he wants to do here with the Talonflame. And obviously we switch the Hariyama out. Can't take a flying attack, so we switch directly into the Glamora. Take the Stealth Rock damage, obviously, as he is going to go dual Wing Beat, which is actually pretty good for us because we get 2 actually rounds of the Toxic Spikes up thanks to that, so that's good. Yeah, triggering Toxic Debris twice, so that's good. And then we are going to get some HP back with the Black Sludge here. So there's one of 2 possibilities could happen right now. He could either Terra and try to take us out. I'm not sure if he's going to maybe be Choice Item. Who knows? Or he could switch. He could be Boots as well. So how do we want to play this is the question. We have to be very careful with how we play this, but I think the Empoleon switch could be coming, obviously. I don't know how useful rocks are going to be at this point in the game, but I feel like we probably just go for the rocks anyway. So we'll just go for the rocks anyway, as he does U-turn out, which is fine. That's going to do a critical hit, but not going to do too much damage to us. So he is going to get the pivot out, obviously. So he's got dual wing beat and a U-turn. So he's not choice on the Talonflame. That's nice to know. So we'll see what he wants to come in with. We are going to get a Stealth Rock up at least with the Glimmora, which is nice. Now that Tusk is gone, that's good. But he comes in with the Jolteon actually, which is okay. It is going to take a bad poison off the double layers of Toxic Spikes that are up, which is nice. We are going to go for the Stealth Rock here to get the entry hazard up, which is also nice. And so we have a little bit of a choice to make on our hands right now. We get some HP back with the Black Sludge. He is going to take some poison damage here with the Jolteon as well. I feel like we could switch to Goodra. We could for sure switch to Goodra here, although I don't know if I want to risk that at this point. This is going to be a tough call, but I think Glimmora is kind of useful for walling the Talonflame. This is a tough choice, actually. Surely he probably wouldn't switch back into the Talonflame here. So I think we actually stay in and try to Earth Power this thing. I think that's the play here. Yeah, we stay in and try to Earth Power this thing. He actually does Volt Switch out. So that is going to do a ton of damage to Glimmora, actually, knocking it into the red, but we do survive. Hopefully he comes in with the Empoleon. That would be nice. I can't see him coming in with the Talonflame, although maybe he will. He probably predicts the Poison move here, hopefully, and comes in with the Talonflame. That's what I'm really hoping for right now. But we'll see what he wants to do here. He predicts the Poison move, comes in with the Empoleon, I should say. I hope he does that. Otherwise, because he knows we have Sludge Wave, he does come in with the Talonflame. That's really unfortunate. So he comes in with the Talonflame, and no Stealth Rock damage, so he's boots. We go for the Earth Power, doesn't touch him, so that really sucks. We do get some HP back with the Black Sludge, which is nice. But yeah, that's pretty bad, honestly. I feel like we have to stay in here. We don't really have a good switch anymore. It's Talonflame right now. Glimmora's kind of done what it needed to do in this game. We're not going to win the game with Glimmora here, obviously. This just sucks though, but I think we have to Sludge Wave, I think. I feel like he could U-turn here. We could Earth Power. I don't know. I don't know what to do here. This is kind of a difficult decision, because he could bring the Empoleon in, but where does that really get him if he does bring the Empoleon in? So I think we just Sludge Wave here. That's our play. See what he wants to do. But yeah, we can't really do much more with Glimmora right now. He does just U-turn out. We do take the U-turn. Does he come in with the Empoleon now? That would be really bad for us, although obviously we can outspeed the Empoleon unless he has Aqua Jet, but he does come in with the Jolteon. Okay, that's really good for us, actually. So Jolteon comes in, takes another round of Stealth Rock. We get a Sludge Wave on the Jolteon, which is incredible. It takes the Jolteon out, knocking him down to 4. So that is pretty incredible for us. We get rid of a potentially big problem in Jolteon there. So Jolteon goes down, and he goes down to 4. So Glimmora is fighting for our life here, trying to get us back into this one. So now he comes in with the Grimmsnarl. He's definitely going to try to reset hazards, I think. He does get poisoned off the Toxic Spikes, and he is also going to take the Stealth Rock damage. So we definitely don't want to let him get multiple screens up here. We're only going to let him get one, because we're going to take this thing out with a Sludge Wave. For sure. So he chooses to get the light screen up, which is going to increase his special defense on all his Pokemon for several turns. We go for the Sludge Wave, take the Grimmsnarl out, and knock him down to 3. So Glimmora is doing what it can here to try and get us back in the game here, which is all we can ask for. We get more HP back from the Black Sludge. And Glimmora is fighting for our life here. But now I have a feeling I know what's coming at this point in time. And we'll see if my prediction is correct. Oh, it's incorrect, actually. It's going to be the Empoleon, so that's interesting. So Empoleon comes in. Takes the Stealth Rock damage. So yeah, that was not quite what I expected. So we have a choice to make on our hands right now. We've got a choice to make. So we know we should be outspeeding this Empoleon here, unless he's got Aqua Jet, which he well could have. But I'm going to guess this Empoleon is going to be a special set based on the team composition so far. So I think we're actually going to try to hit this Empoleon hard with an Earth Power. That's what we're going to do here. So he actually outspeeds us. That's surprising. So he goes for an Agility to get a speed increase. That's really surprising. We go for an Earth Power here. Can we do some damage? We do some damage to the Empoleon, but not a lot through that light screen. And we're going to trigger his Weakness Policy to increase his special attack and attack sharply. So that's terrible news for us as we get some HP back with the Black Sludge. So Weakness Policy Empoleon is quite the surprise. And he... Agility, so he's going to outspeed us. We know he's going to outspeed us here. There's no point in switching the Glamora out right now. We just try to hit this thing again with an Earth Power. That's all we can do right now. But he does have that increase in special attack and physical attack. As he goes for the Surf, he obviously outspeeds us. That's obviously going to take the Glamora out, and that's going to knock us down to 3. So... he does have quite a few. The problem here is he has quite a few turns left with the screen. So the question we have now is, do we want to try and come in with Goodra and tank a +2 Ice Beam from this thing? We know we're not going to take this thing out with an attack on the special side, but I think Goodra, based on he's got the Talonflame and he's got the Talonflame and the Haxorus left. I think we need Goodra for the Talonflame right now. I think we need to come in with Hariyama here and try to tank. Although we could do Goodra because Goodra is very specially defensive, but this is going to be rough. We could try to burn screens turns. Yeah, I think we do Hariyama. I think we have to do Hariyama here because we want to try and burn some screen turns. So we come in with Hariyama, take the Stealth Rock damage, and we have a light screen for how many turns left? He's got a lot of turns of light screen left, unfortunately. So we definitely fake out here to kill a turn, that's for sure. So that's what we're going to do. Knocking this thing down to half and getting the flinch, obviously. So we are also going to take some burn damage. So the question becomes now, we know obviously the Empoleon outspeeds us, so the question becomes, can we take a +2 attack from this thing? I kind of don't think we can. I kind of don't think, especially if he's got the flying coverage on deck. We know he has Surf and Agility. Do we switch into Goodra to try and tank more attacks is the real question, though. This is tough. This is really tough. I feel like we have to just hope he doesn't have the flying. No. We switch into Goodra. I think we do switch into Goodra here. Yeah. We switch into Goodra. We have to put our hope on Goodra here that it can take 2 attacks from this thing. That's our only hope. So we come in with the Goodra. He's still behind the screens. We take the Stealth Rock damage, or 1 screen, I should say, as he goes for the Surf. So he does have that. It is a resisted hit at +2. Does virtually nothing to us, which is incredible. We know he's got to have Ice Beam on deck, but we go for the Thunderbolt here for sure, and hope for the best as he does go for the Ice Beam. Can we take it? Come on, Goodra. Yes! With 1 HP, Goodra hangs on, goes for the Ice Beam. It's not quite enough to take the Empoleon out, but very, very much needed chip damage there. So Goodra, that was an absolutely epic 1 HP survive right there by Goodra. Goodra came through for us right there, 100%. We got that massive amount of chip damage on the Empoleon. We know he's just going to outspeed us and take us out with an Ice Beam this turn, but that's fine. Goodra did its job, 1000% there, hanging on with that epic 1 HP survive. It takes us out, and we go down to 2 Pokemon. So we still have the Hariyama, so we're coming in with that, taking the Stealth Rock damage. And so at this point, we definitely fake out once again. There's no reason not to. I don't think it's enough to take the Empoleon out, but we definitely do it regardless. We definitely do it regardless. So we'll see what he wants to do here as he does stay in. We go fake out. It is enough, fortunately, is enough to go ahead and take that Empoleon down and knock him down to 2. So that's incredible. We do take some damage from the burn there, which is unfortunate, but we're hanging on here. The light screen is over, so no more screens here. This is going to be coming down to the wire. So he's got the Talonflame and the Haxorus left. What does he come in with here is the question. Does he go Talonflame or does he go Haxorus? That is the question. Does he go Talonflame or does he go Haxorus? What's it going to be? 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 Talonflame or Haxorus? Either way, if it's a Talonflame, we're going to have a monumental decision on our hands. If it's the Haxorus, not so much. But if it's a Talonflame, we're going to have a huge decision on our hands. What's it going to be? We know the Talonflame's heavy-duty boots. We know the Talonflame's heavy-duty boots, so it's going to be the Talonflame. So, we have a monumental decision that's going to decide the game on our hands right now. Do we switch out the Hariyama? Do we switch the Hariyama, fearing the dual Wing Beat? Or do we not? That is the question. Man, this is tough. Oh, this is tough. Or do we try to tank the dual Wing Beat? We might have to try and tank the dual Wing Beat, I think. We might have to try and tank the dual Wing Beat, I think. But I don't think we can. That's the problem. I don't think we can tank the dual Wing Beat. I think we gotta switch. We gotta switch to Kilowattrel, I think, because I don't think we can tank the dual Wing Beat from that range. So we switch to Kilowattrel. We hope he just goes for the flying move outright. We just have to hope he goes for the flying move. So we come with Kilowattrel, take the Stealth Rock damage. He is going to Terra. Okay, so he's gonna bust out the Terra. What is he Terra into here? What's it gonna be? Flying. So he goes Terra Flying to get the extra power on the dual Wing Beat. He goes for the dual Wing Beat. It is Terra boosted. I think we can take it. I hope we can take it. There's one hit. Yes, we can easily take it with Kilowattrel, thank God. That knocks us down to about a third HP. So now the only thing we can do is fire off a Choice Specs Volt Switch. So that's exactly what we're going to do. He is going to outspeed us if he stays in here. But we're going to have to see what he wants to do. What does he do here? What does he do? That is the question. What does he do? What does he do? What does he do? This is really tough. He stays in and outspeeds. He goes Flare Blitz, and that takes us out. So that's really unfortunate. So we go down, and we go down to 1. He does take the recoil damage, which is something. And now it's all down to Hariyama, so we're in an awful spot. It's all down to Hariyama here. So we come in with the Hariyama, take the Stealth Rock damage. We're obviously just going to go for the Fake Out here, no reason not to. He could switch to the Haxorus, but he actually does switch to the Haxorus, interestingly enough. So he switches to the Haxorus. So there that thing is. And it does get poisoned off the Toxic Spikes, which is nice. We go for the, he gets the Stealth Rock damage, Mold Breaker coming into play, of course. We go for the Fake Out. It does a ton of damage to the Haxorus, but not nearly enough. He takes some poison damage there. We take some burn damage there. And at this point, I think there's pretty much no way we can win this, sad to say. We just go for the close combat to take this thing out. If we can even take an attack from this range from this thing, that's really our only play at this point. So that's what we're going to do. So yeah, that's what we're going to do and see what happens. As he goes for a Scale Shot, hits us once, twice, 3 times, and 4 times takes us out. So the Hariyama goes down, and that is going to be game. So, yeah, we're going to lose that one 2-0 to Jesse. That was an extremely hard-fought battle. Very close, very competitive. Very disappointed in that early crit, I have to say. That, looking in retrospect, that 100% decided the game, which is really unfortunate. Losing Palafin like that to a crit cost us the entire match, which is just an awful thing to say, but unfortunately, that is the way Pokemon goes sometimes. There's nothing we can do about it. We can't predict the crit. But yeah, just we tried to do what we could. We made the differential close, which is, I guess, something. But yeah, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Disappointing week for us here to kick off the BHDL2, but yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there, and then, of course, you guys know we're going to have the weekly recap and preview video coming out in a little bit, where I'm going to talk about everything about this week and next week with that. So that's it. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and/or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So that's it, and we'll see you next time.